Hey guys, this is Brock, and today we have a few leaked images from the Android P update. And no hard evidence, just want to let you guys know about that. But this is the Google 3 design, this is a concept, this is the actual phone that was in there, and it does model what a Google Pixel 3 would look like. It looks like it even with the colored power button, even the OS interface looks like it. Once again, just pointing more towards that. But this possibly could look like a Google Pixel 3, and the Google Pixel 2 regular size did look pretty outdated next to things like the S8 and the S9 and the iPhone X. It even looked outdated next to something as beautiful and sleek as the iPhone 8. But as far as something that I would like to see in the Google Pixel 3, definitely a same size bezel all the way around, like this is done. And to get this same size bezel, they might go the Apple route and curve the display like into the chassis of the phone itself. Not to the degree that Samsung has done with their S8s and S9s, but just a small notable curve just to get the display right where they want it. And next, I would like to see, since Google does such a great job with image processing, just keep that same wide-angle lens, keep that same main lens, but add a wide-angle lens to it so you can just get more stuff into that image or picture that you're taking. But once again, no hard evidence. And this is just a picture of the regular size Google Pixel 2. And since Google does like the quote DXL marks a lot, these are the ratings for that. And if you may notice, all the phones above them have either a dual or triple lens camera setup. Just saying. And here is just another one. It's by Venya Geskin one. I think I'm pronouncing that right. That's just a little concept by him. And here's another design, and this is a possible price that we could be seeing, especially since the Google Pixels last year were they were competitively priced, let's just say that, but they weren't your flagship Apple type thing. Here's just another piece of that design. And one thing that I would like to point out down here that isn't too popular idea is that this could be a fingerprint reader. It could be that kind of optical sensor that kind of lights up and lets you know about it. And speaking of displays, I would want Google to come out with something that has a really, really good OLED display, probably made by Samsung because Samsung does do the best displays, or either made by Apple because even though Samsung makes Apple displays, I think that Apple tunes them to perfection. And here's just another one. Oh, and one thing to mention, last year the Google Pixel came out with the Snapdragon 835, and it came out with second Android processor. I believe that was the 835. And so and the A11 right now is beating every other smartphone. And even though the iPhone X and iPhone 8 is actually the iPhone 8 Plus, because the iPhone 8 Plus is the fastest phone on the market. It is actually faster than the iPhone X, and there's a good reason for that. When you're like scrolling through things or swiping through your apps or something, that dot projector is constantly projecting. It's constantly putting dots out there to say, oh, they're still looking at the screen. I don't need to dim it and start that timer for the screen to dim out. Because if your screen was always on, then not only would it be a security threat, but it would waste a lot of battery. So us having access to the A12 or A11X will completely put that to shame as long as Apple continues to follow their history of making processors faster and faster and make the competition look worse and worse. And like I said, we do have no hard evidence of the Google Pixel 3. Wait, just kidding. Here we go. Here's the Google Pixel 3 and the Google Pixel 3 XL. And it does look like we have a little bit of, I don't know how to put this, but we have a notch. Come on, Google, don't criticize us. Don't criticize Apple if you're going to do it in the future. Just like you criticized us in the Google Pixel 1 and then removed it on the Google Pixel 2. Just saying. Don't be a hypocrite. This is actually a screen protector. It's not a digitizer. Same thing with the SE2 leak, how the company will send the dimensions for the phone out, and then so that company can make enough screen protectors so that on launch day, when everybody wants protection for their phones, they know, oh, okay, I can get it from them because they've already had the dimensions beforehand. But that is a really big notch, and this is one more reason why, yet again, people could be preferring the smaller sized variant. And that is because it will not have that notch. And yes, in Android P, it probably will have that notch hider, which will just make the top a whole black bar. Just saying, that probably will be, which will probably be a big factor in deciding between it. But right now, considering the factor phantom that we do have a notch hider, the 3XL is a OLED display. It does have stereo speakers. It does have a dual camera setup and a dual selfie camera setup and a dual rear lens setup, considering that it's main and wide angle. I really do think that this is a contender within the Android world. Some people have said that it could be the S9 killer. That could possibly be a way, because a lot of people prefer Google and Apple's route of imaging processing rather than Samsung overexposing it and making it what it should be rather than what's there. That's just my 2 cents on that. But if I were to pick one right now, I would have to get the big dimensions and everything like that. But one final thing I would like to mention before closing this out is that the bezel looks a little bit bigger than than the same size bezel almost. No, actually, the chin looks a little bit bigger than the chin on the 2XL. Just something to keep in mind, and it's definitely smaller than on the regular size 2, but not small enough to be like, oh my gosh, they went completely bezel-less. Just saying, but that's one thing to keep in mind. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about that? And will you be picking up a 2XL, or will you trade in your S9 or your S8 or your iPhone X or iPhone 8 or 7 or 7 Plus, just to let you know, just to see about this. But only time will tell. It will be after Apple's event, because they usually hold an event in October, and history has told us that Apple releases phones and new hardware in September. So just something to keep in mind, our first physical leak of the Google Pixel 2 XL. Let me know what you think about that, and let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.